exporter would unconditionally pay out to whomever that bill is addressed to a certain sum of money. In the documentary credit, it is the basis, documentary credit is the basis of international trade. A lot of people who trade, between countries, it's not that they have so much money and therefore they are going to buy something imported, pay the duties upfront and so on. A lot of times they don't have the money. But through these documentary credits or bills of exchange, they will get a bank to finance the purchase. So the bank will pay on the behalf of the consignee to the shipper, so that the shipper will release the goods to the consignee. But the way it works is that the bill of exchange and then the bill of lading will be made to the name of the bank that finances the transaction. So if the bank finances that transaction, then the documents will be given to the bank. And then when the consignee pays the bank will release the documents to them. And that is what feeds international trade. Without it, a lot of our brothers and sisters and mummies and so on, they cannot pay for the goods that they've been importing every so often. They don't pay with cash. They pay through these bills. And usually, when they have established a very good relationship with the banks, that is why it is very good if you are in business to establish a very good relationship with the bank. You should be honest and sincere when you tell the bank, you pay this for me. As soon as I sell the goods, I'm going to pay you. Then when you sell the goods, you come and pay the bank. The next time you want it, they'll release it, isn't it? But if you pay, you get the goods released to you, and then you go and sell the goods. Instead of coming to the bank to pay, then you abscond and we can't find you. The next time you ask, they will give you that facility. You'll be arrested, and whatever you used as a guarantee will be taken possession of. So international trade thrives on honesty and integrity. It's very, very important for the people to be trustworthy. Because what happens is, even though strictly speaking, when the cargo arrives, the consignee is supposed to go to the bank, pay the bank the amount the bank paid on his or her behalf, take the bills of lading, go to the ship and collect his goods. But some banks, if you have good relationship with you, they will give you the bill of lading without you even settling the money that is outstanding. So that when you get the goods and go and sell it, then you will have money and come and pay. So it is very, very important for people to be trustworthy when it comes to these international transactions. So all banks, they deal a lot in these transactions. Okay, it's the means by which they transact business. Then the promissory note on the hand is a written document whereby the one who is writing, the importer, will write it in favor of the exporter, that is the shipper, to pay him a specified amount on a specified date, or a date to be determined, which is a concrete date that can actually be encountered. So with a promissory note, the bank does not pay the money, but you've promised, the importer has promised the exporter, he will pay him. You trust me, I'll pay you. So the exporter will pay the bills of lading, and then he goes about his business. But he needs to go and make good his promise. Okay, he has to go and make his promise. That is the promissory note. It is an unconditional promise to pay a specified sum at a specified time, or to the order of a named payee or the bearer. They may specify a certain date, fixed time, or they can calculate that time when it approaches. Okay. So we say that the proof of contract, bill of lading, title to goods, bill of lading, charter party, information, invoices, price list, and so on, packing list, contents of the packing units, that is what are in there. So it will tell you maybe 20, what do you call that? The LCD projectors, 20 LCD projectors in a box. That's a packing list. So he told you what the contents are, and you can depend on that because he has said it, and he's supposed to be honest and truthful with such information. Then the customs duties and taxes that you have to pay is also one of the reasons why we have these documents, and then the proof of compliance. Now, the main documents, having said that, some of them are, they are needed, but they are not germane to transport or transportation of goods or the movement of goods at sea. The main documents are the bill of lading, charter party, mate receipt, dock receipt, and cargo manifest. These are very, very important documents in shipping. So, taking the bill of lading first, we should understand what a bill of lading is. Okay, the three functions of the bill of lading in liner shipping. The information that is contained on a bill, and then the different types of bills of lading in practice, and then the legal implications associated with each of them. We have different types of bills of lading. They are not all the same. They don't serve the same function. Is a document issued by a transportation carrier, such as the ship owner, the rail company, or the air company, and the motor company. They issue this to the shipper. So it is a document that is issued by the carrier to the shipper, acknowledging that he, the carrier, has received the shipment that the shipper brought. Because it's very important. If you don't have that document, you cannot get up and go to the ship to say, I'm coming to collect my goods. You have to show proof that the goods truly belong to you. In the olden days, it was a very funny way of there was a funny means by which the bill of lading operated. What they did was, when they write the bill of lading, then they would tear it in two. And you tear it in such a way that the edges will be rough. You give one to the cargo owner and then one to the ship. So the cargo owner would choose the means by which his copy, because that was a copy. Those days, we didn't have carbon copies. Okay? We didn't have carbon copies. So his copy, half of the torn document, he will give it to a courier service. In those days, horses and donkeys. Then if the ship is coming to Ghana, then the ships were very slow, so it could work. They will give it to a courier service and they will pass the lamb through the Suez Canal. You know, the Suez Canal used to be land. It was not, there was no sea. Pass there, or if they get to Genoa, they'll get on a ship, cross over to the north of Africa, and then continue on their journey. So by the time the ship gets to Ghana, Tema, then the courier would also have arrived. So you go to the master to take delivery of the goods. So when the master takes his copy, he compares it to this copy. And the writing, when he aligned it, they should match exactly. If they match exactly, then it means the cargo belongs to him. So you see how far human beings have come. Okay. Those days you had to show a paper which turn. If you make the mistake of not keeping it well, you cannot take your cargo because it will not match exactly what is on board the ship. And this was because the ship owners, the merchants, they did not accompany the goods. Okay. Formerly, they used to accompany them. Then they didn't need these travel documents. But when they stopped accompanying the goods, because now their businesses were booming, what is the point in sitting on a ship to go and sell your goods at another port? He would get an agent in that port to do that business of selling his goods for him. So he will be here busy, making the consignments and sending them to his clients. Okay. So they had to find a way of doing that. Okay. But development in economics and other things have resulted in now a tangible document as the bill of lading. It is very, very important, this document, as you see it,